Welcome! New day, new video. Today we are going to actually get emails being sent because in the most recent video and very early videos of auth, we were just kind of like printing the codes to the console, which works totally fine for development, and I'd recommend doing that. There's no need, getting all that DevOps stuff figured out. But yeah, I figured let's figure out how to send an email. Before I get into that, I want to remind everyone watching that, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm live streaming this on Twitch, and then kind of like editing it down for YouTube, and likely you're watching this on YouTube. And I have a membership program, and you can come join for like $3.99 a month or something. And you can come, you get access to the source code. Right now it's private, but I will, you'll request an invite, and you can be invited to the GitHub and actually see the code and play with the code and work along with it. I also have a Discord, and there's a bunch of us there, and we've been doing some mentorships and stuff like that, and just people ask questions, and it's super fun. It's a nice little community. It's small but growing. I'd love to see you there. And I'm going to start doing, and this will just be with the Discord, not on YouTube, but I'm going to start doing sort of like these almost like office hours kind of thing, like little seminar things, maybe with a topic, maybe just like come and do questions. We're going to try and do one soon. So that's another sort of membership perk that I'm going to be offering. If you can do it, come join. If you really want to be part of that Discord, and just you just simply can't afford it, or in your country where it's really hard to make these kind of payments, just send me a message. You can email me and tell me your story, and I'll I'm happy to kind of get you in on that. If you're not just being like cheap and you have a subscription to some other thing. just kidding, but maybe. Anyways, let's get into it. We're going to be doing sending emails. So I've used a few different email transaction services, and just to add some context, like yes, a server can send an email directly. Like we could just set up like a mail server in Docker somehow and actually just send an email directly. But no one does it that way anymore. And the reason is there's like this whole trust system with emails where companies work really hard. Companies like SendGrid, Mailgun, various other things. Although under the hood, I think they all use SendGrid. I've started to notice. And there's like this trust with those servers that your email is not going to end up in junk and all those kinds of things. There's other things you also need to do if you have a custom domain, like set up like skip, I forget the word, domain stuff, DNS stuff, and everything like that. But yeah, we're not going to send it directly from our server. Instead, our server is going to call another service to do this. Now, I'm using Mailgun for this, but the process will basically be the same, whether you're using SendGrid, Amazon AES, I think it's called, SNS, something like that. Also, like MailChimp is something you could use too. There's a lot, specifically Mandrill on MailChimp. But yeah, let's get this figured out. So I'm going to do this from scratch. I do have a Mailgun account for some other projects, but I am going to just kind of do this from scratch with like a new email, just so you can go along with it. So I'm just going to make my name tsave and company name. We're going to just use, I'm going to call it open mic, because we don't have a domain yet for this. We don't even know what the name of this project is. And I might even change this. So I just need a password. Let's actually, now I can't use this because now you know my password. So I'm just going to type something in that hopefully works. At least 12 characters. Oh, goddamn. Okay, I'm going to pause my recording really quickly and use some sort of like auto-generated password for this thing. Sorry, guys, one sec. All right, I got a cool little password generated, saved to my password manager. And something, you could, of course, add your payment info now, but they do allow you to create an account without it. And you'll see there's some restrictions with that. I'll also put this in again. Okay, cool. We're going to create our account. Sweet, there we go. And we'll continue to log in. One of these things that annoys me. Yeah, I already typed in a password. Why are you... Oh, no. How did my password not... Oh, because it's like on everything. So I just need to open up my password manager. And luckily it's going to be fine. And just bring it to my other screen, copying this and pasting it in. There we go. Yeah, we'll save the login there too. Okay, cool. So I'm in Mailgun now. However, we need to activate this. So I need to just go to my I'm also going to do something on the screen. I don't need the whole world does not need to see my inbox right now. So I'm just opening up my email, and you're going to see a thing from Mailgun. You know, this is pretty straightforward. I'm sure you've done this before. And copy the link, and we'll just go here, and it should be like, ooh, I have to do friggin' account verification. Okay. These kind of things are kind of annoying to do in like a tutorial format, because I'm like, I don't want to like show the whole world my phone number, but I think it's important to do, not just be like, hey, get your Mailgun account and just come. So now I'm just waiting for a text message verification code, which I have got on my watch here, and of course someone starts to call me at that point, so I can't see it. Let us figure this out. I'm typing in my code. And I need to prove I'm not a robot. And I think I have. Okay, cool. I'm in. Let's refresh this. We should be good. Okay, so yeah, a bit of a... Oh, what? Please activate your account. I already did. Did they send me another email? Like, what the heck? Let's see. No. Okay, I'll just try this again. Maybe the... I don't know. I'm just gonna try this again. Okay, whoops. Yeah, it's already... Okay. It's probably just cached or something. Look, okay. Oh no, it's still here. Oh my gosh, I've already done this. Okay, I'm gonna resend the activation. And we'll wait for that. And you know what? I'm just gonna pause while I get this sorted out. All right, so after clicking a few resend activations and stuff, it's still telling me I'm not verified. So that's annoying. This is a bad commercial for my sponsor of today's video, Mailgun. Just kidding, they're not my sponsor, but that'd be cool. But we're just gonna go through and do this, and hopefully it works. Okay, so we now have a Mailgun account. Now, with a free version, essentially, you can't just send an email to anyone. I could add a credit card. I don't really feel like doing that right now. But what we can do is we can actually set up verified email recipients. So we're going to do, I'm going to use tyler3@tylersavory.com, because that's the email I've been logging in with on our app. Save recipient. Okay, we have an invite invited to Sandbox. Great. So API. So now we're going to the API here. And here we have all these great options. And of course, there's no Dart here, which is fine, because we can kind of figure this out. In fact, like, do they not just have? I mean, I know they have a RESTful API, but we can look at something like Node and just understand. Oh, we don't want to use Node because they actually have a package for it. In fact, let's just see if there's a Mailgun. There might be this. Okay, it's not. It's Dart 3 incompatible. This one, interfacing Mailgun API 19 months ago, 4 years ago, 15 months ago. Like, these are pretty old. Now, not that anything's changed. Like, it's probably fine. Let's just look at the source code of it, and just kind of see how complex this is. So they have a client, and it's really just to like send a message. So yeah, we could probably just use this as an option. Let's just look at their README. So Dart Mailgun, we import it, we put in our domain, we put in our API key. Yeah, this seems fine to me. And because it's compatible, we don't care about. Remember, we're not going to be doing this from Flutter. You wouldn't want to be doing this through Flutter, because you'd be exposing your API key. Anything you do in Flutter will be, is not secret. There's no way to make something secret in your Flutter app. It is all someone can find anything if they're smart enough. But on our server, that's a different story. People would have to hack into your server, and if they can do that, like, you have way bigger problems than someone knowing your Mailgun API key. So let us do this. Dart Mailgun. We're going to install it. So let's go here. We're going to go to our server-side code and go to our YAML, specifically the server YAML, which is probably just easier to find by closing some of these things, pubspec.yaml. So let's put this in dependencies, and yeah, we can just use that one there. We're going to stop our server because we will have to. And now what I want to do, because I don't want, like we could just put the code here, right? Like basically the code that we saw in that example, we could just go client equals this, da, 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 da. But if we're using it multiple places, I don't really want to do that. I want to kind of have like a singleton more or less that lets us do this. So maybe we put this in, let's put this in helpers, I guess. No, not helpers. I guess we could call this a service. So we'll just call this like email service. Yeah, email service.dart. And we'll make a class called email service. And the idea here, like we're just going to make something that, like say we wanted to swap out, and use one of like SendGrid or something, like the idea is we would just have to do it in one place. So we're going to have a function in here. We'll make it static. So we can just call email service dot this. Yeah, that's fine with me. And it's going to return a future of maybe bool, I'm not sure, probably like a bool. And we're just going to do send email. Actually, let's not make this static because what we can actually do is essentially construct some things here. So we're going to have a final string. If we actually look at the code here, we're going to need a domain, final string domain, and final string API key. And we'll just go API key like that temporarily. We're going to make this even better at some point. And right here, we would just get our client, and we'll just instantiate basically a client, mailgun client. Oh, okay. And I actually copied the wrong one. Let's just use the default. Oh, why didn't Dart mailgun? Okay, wait. Oh, we can't use Dart mailgun because it is using a different version. Now we could, this could be a learning process for us to actually fork something and increase the version. Because what is the problem here? If we actually look at it, it depends on 0.13 and this depends on 1.0. Yeah, okay. So yeah, a couple options here. We can write the code ourselves, and maybe that's the way to do it. We could fork that library and make our own version, or we can find a new library. Those are kind of our options. I'm leaning towards just writing this ourselves because it is pretty, this should be pretty basic. We're basically just interfacing with a REST API. And we already are kind of doing that, right? If we go to our endpoints, to our event endpoint, I think, no, venue endpoint, we already are using DO to go and call a URL. So maybe let's just build this ourselves. That way we can maintain the code and we're not relying on this package. And then we're not also forking a GitHub repo and then, managing that. That's a whole thing too. So we'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. So let's actually just kind of look at their source code, right? Just to kind of get the idea. Oh, wow, the documentation link doesn't even work. So let's just get a sense of what this package was doing. So they have, it's kind of an overkill. So they have the client, the mailgun client message, mailgun client.eu. Okay, this is just the client itself. Where's the actual code to send? That constructs it, closes it. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Then we go to client, message client. So this must just use, yeah, this uses the client here. Okay, so there's an endpoint of messages, messages.mime. That's kind of cool. Goes just as an HTTP request to there with what? Request. Post. API key, scheme, host, and path. Handle request. Okay, cool. That's all good. I'm just going to find, I just want to find their API, mailgun REST API, because I just want to build this ourselves. Yeah, I don't want the clients. I just want our API is RESTful. Oh, yeah, we can learn what that means. Okay, so you send up a API key. Oh, where are your Where the frig are your docs? Quick start guide. Okay, verify domain, get current. Choose a language. It's like sometimes people don't want to use your little stupid SDKs, eh? So, okay. Handle request. So it gets a request. Oh, I see how that works. Okay, params, client.send. Yeah, it's just so like strange. Let's just look at this old version because they might have done it in like a more simple way, just to kind of get the idea. Source. Okay, yeah, this is probably easier. Okay, so they're doing HTTP multipart, and you can pass in these different fields and template variables, and oh yeah, you can pass a template. Okay, this is kind of cool. And let's just see what else this package has. Like I would rather, yeah, like this is just a single file package. I would rather just like, you know, pull this out, or rebuild it in our own way, than, you know, use that other one. So what is send response? Where's that coming from? Oh, there's like a mail.dart. What's that package? So maybe I don't want to use this. A simple mail interface pack. What the heck? Yeah, I definitely don't want. What the hell is this? Source, dummy, mailer, send response, send. Like, why is all this stuff needed? Okay. All we want is the mailgun REST API docs. Okay, shut up. Sending via HTTP. Here we go. Look, curl. So we just send an API key, our domain name, messages, and then we have like a from, we have a whatever, we have a whatever. So that's the curl version. And what's cool is I could figure that out, but I can also use ChatGPT to be like, can you convert this curl request to a Dart request using Dio? And he's going to be like, sure, provide it. And I'll be like, cool. What the heck? What? Wait. Dio options, basic, base64 encode. Why do you have to base64 encode it? What? I mean, what is this? What is this? Do you really have to do that? There's no way you have to do that. Is that what the -- user is doing in curl? We're doing some learning together. Okay, yeah, actually, it might be. Okay, I'm gonna check. We're gonna do this. Okay, so send email. So we get a new instance of Dio, is what we'll do. Then we're gonna grab this, and it doesn't like that. And then your API key. This is where we will grab it from API key. And it's telling us some warning here because it's saying, you should replace with interpolation. I agree. Then we have our form data. So let's make that form data. So this is where we need some values to be passed in. So we can kind of go required string from. And in fact, the from address will probably always be the same. So let's make that part of this constructor. And maybe we actually are going to make these all required. And a fun trick with that is we're actually going to delete all these. And then you get this little thing here. You can be like, add final form. Oh, I thought it would give us the required thing. That's annoying. Fine. This dot domain required, this dot API key required, this dot from address. Okay, cool. So from address we're not going to pass through. We are just going to use this from address. And I guess we should also have a from name. We are going to make this better. These will become environment variables at some point, but I just want to get it kind of working. From name, so we can do that here. From name. Now 2 will be different in all cases, so we definitely want to pass in the 2 here. So we can just do that, and we're only going to send to 1, right? We don't. Let's just do that. We could always eventually have like an option to do. Let's just call this to email, just to make it really clear. And also, I don't know, to is a pretty weird variable name. Required string subject. So we'll use that. And we need the body or the text or something. Now, if we go back here, that's basic text. Let's do this with HTML. Form string. Okay, let's see. Let's see how ChatGPT says this should work. Can you update for this? Oops. Well, send. I just want to know how to do the HTML thing. But yeah, we're going to have that sort of stuff. We can also have a required string text. Because, yeah, an email usually has like a text under the hood for like, you know, email clients that don't understand HTML. And then we have a different one for HTML. So let's see if this is helping us out. Cool. HTML. Let's do that. Required string HTML. And is that all they did? Just HTML. Okay, wicked. What was like in the curl thing, this like from form string HTML equals, is that just the, I guess that's just like the long version of that. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we have our form data, and we can just make this a final. Then we actually are just going to copy and paste this and put it down here. So here we want to use this, and this is where we use our domain /messages, pass in our form data, and then we can print this stuff out. So let's test this out. Send email, let's just make it do void, or we can still do bool. In this case, we'll return false. And in this case, we'll return true, although we're probably going to want to check the status code to make sure that it is a success. All right, so we have this email. Maybe we call this, yeah, email service is a fine name. So like I said, these are going to become environment variables, which we'll do probably in the next video. But let's just get this working by putting this stuff in. So we'll go to our server. I'm just going to instantiate basically a, we'll call like email client right here. I guess, sorry, we should have called it email service. We're just going to make a new one. Oops. And it's asking us to put some things in. So let's do that. We need a domain. So the domain I can get from our SendGrid, or from here. So this is the domain for now. To a string. What's the next thing we need? I think it's the API key. I'll just do that for a minute. We have the from name, and we'll just call it like open mic guy. And from address. Now for this, how do we, oh, I have to also verify this. Let me, I should have gotten an email to my inbox to verify this thing as well. Look in the mailgun. Hey, wait, I think I got the, I think it was just a really slow email. Let's, I got a new email from Mailgun. Let's see if it lets me use this. I think I got rid of that thing now. Look at that. It's gone. Okay, cool. So now this should be gone. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And verified. So I need to find that email too, because in order to get this, So I got an email that's basically like, would you like, da, 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 and I'm going to agree to it. And click yes. And then we should see this as verified now. There we go, verified. Awesome. Now, yeah, who do I guess for the from address, it probably needs to be this domain, but like probably anything at it. Let's just do like no reply at this. So we have a new email service. We're constructing, oh, we need an API key. So let's get that. Now, normally I'd be like, I don't want to share my API keys with the world, but I don't care in this case because unless you want to send an email to specifically to the one that's verified, that's fine. I don't care. Okay, so create API key. Let's just call this, I'm just gonna call this my dev key. And if someone tries to abuse this and steal this and send my one email a bunch of things that you could probably just do anyways, I will just get rid of this. So do it. Okay, we're going to put that there. Again, this will be an environment variable. It'll be great. Okay, so we now have our email service constructed. We're also going to go by our pub spec. We're going to remove our Dart mailgun integration because we just built our own very basic one. And then here, what we need to do is when we do a password reset, we want to use email service dot send email, and we want to use the email address that this is actually user. Okay, so we would do user send password reset. Interesting. User.email, that could be null, so we should check, if user.email does not equal null. Actually, let's do it this way. If it equals null, we're actually going to return false out of here to be like something went wrong because it won't work. So now we can say it's good. For subject, we'll say reset your password. For text, we basically want to use something like, let's just make something called final message equals. At some point, we might do some templating, like an actual HTML template sort of thing, which would be cool, but let's get the basics. Here is your verification code. And we'll just use this. And this will be what we pass in the text. And then for HTML, we can literally do something like a p tag and then just do this and then /pu. It feels weird seeing in Dart HTML tags, but it's totally fine. Okay, we'll still print it just in case something goes wrong, and we'll need to print it when we're sending to other people. But let's find out if this works. I'm going to start my server. And over on the Flutter side, we are going to log out. And we're going to try and log in, and we'll just do it by doing something that we can't do and do login, forgot password. I need to use this one, Tyler3. That's the one I verified. Check your email. So we got this. We got it. Oh, look, this seems like it's working. I'm just going to, I know it's hard to probably see, and I can't really zoom that very well, so I'll just pull it in here. Oops. Yeah, whatever. So it's saying the message is queued, so that's a good sign. I didn't realize you're printing that out. Where are we? Oh yeah, we're printing out the response right here. So what do we get? We got a status of 200. So we can actually use that. Status code will be an int, and we can say return response dot status code equals 200. So we're going to return either true or false. If it's equal to 200, it'll return true. Otherwise, it'll return false. Let's keep that in there for now. So that's just nice to have now that we know how that works. And I'm going to open up my email. And hope for the best here. I haven't got the email yet. I am in the trial mode or the free mode, so something could be wrong. I might have done the wrong email or something, or it might just be delayed. But we'll find out in a moment. Let me pause and see if this is going to come in. All right. The good news is I got the email. The bad news is it went in my spam, but it's not actually that bad news. Let's go to my spam right now. You'll see we have this, and we have the code. So let's just go through this process, because why not? Just to make sure everything is working. I got the email. Great. And I'm logged in. Everything's great. So the reason I went to spam, I mean, look at this email. It's like, forget this email address looks sketchy, obviously. in the real world, we would obviously have a domain. We would set it up with that domain, less sketchy, and we'd set up like special records in our DNS to make sure that stuff doesn't, that, things make it to inboxes and stuff like that. But this is working, which is great. Secondly, something else we're going to have to do in the future is we don't want to just send a code. We kind of want to send a link that you'll click and then, reset your password and get logged in. But that's going to come when we, get the deep linking working, which, might be sooner than later now that I think about it. But yeah, that's cool. We're sending emails. So just as a quick review, because I know we kind of went in a few different ways there. I think part of the fun of this project is I'm not making anything in advance. I'm not planning this out to a T. We're kind of just going with the flow because frankly, I don't have time. I couldn't this project's an enormous amount of effort. If I was like building it twice or planning it out, who knows how long this would take. So what we basically did, aside, we tried using some things and all that kind of stuff to some packages, but we basically built our own. We just made an email service where we're passing in these 4 things. In the next video, maybe, or sometime soon, we're going to do some environment variable stuff so that this can be something that you store in your like passwords.tx or .yaml, and we can have it different for each server environment. But no, we're just sending an email by doing a basic REST call. Like it's just an API call. We're calling this with some form data, and it's Mailguns doing the rest. And just as a reminder, in Serverpod, we replaced, or we still are printing it out, but we replaced the normal like logic in here to actually go and use this stuff and send it out. So yeah, pretty basic. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.